Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karen, and I'm here to talk to you today about Randy Pausch, who is a great speaker who kept right on giving his speeches even after he found out that he had terminal cancer. He was very motivational, and if you've never heard of him, you should look him up on YouTube and watch his video, The Last Lecture. Randy, just about everything that came out of Randy's mouth was inspirational. So many words to live by, and I just want to share a few. The first one is experience is what you get when you didn't get what you wanted, and experience is often the most valuable thing you have to offer. And it's so true. Probably some of the best lessons that we learn in life are when things didn't go the way we intended, but we learn so much from our mistakes and failures. And so that is great, and I truly believe that that is one of the best things he had to say. And the second one is no job is beneath you. You ought to be thrilled when you get a job in the mailroom. And when you get there, here's what you do: be really great at sorting mail. And I think that's so true, especially in if you work in an office or things like that. You should be glad at starting out. I've had several jobs where I started out in a lower paying position and worked myself up into management. And hard work really does pay off, and that's a great thing to know. Number three, we've placed a lot of emphasis in this country on the idea of people's rights, and that's how it should be. But it makes no sense to talk about rights without also talking about responsibilities. So we need to really always treat other people the way that we wanted to be treated ourselves. It is irresponsible to expect to be treated one way and then turn around and treat someone else the opposite of the way we expect to be treated. Number four, the brick walls are there for a reason. The brick walls are not there to keep us out. The brick walls are there to give us a chance to show how badly we want something. Because the brick walls are there to stop the people who don't want it badly enough. They're not there to stop other people. In essence, you need to just keep trying. If you really, really want to do something and you really are sure of it, then you need to just keep trying. You don't want to let circumstances hinder you or hold you back, because you really can achieve if you put your mind to it. So, number five, showing gratitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful things humans can do for each other. And sometimes I think we all fall short in that. We forget to be thankful for the little things and forget to be thankful for what we have. I know I'm guilty of that. I'm so thankful to work with the people I work with and for everything that we do to help one another get through. Number six, complaining does not work as a strategy. We all have finite time and energy. Any time we spend whining is unlikely to help us achieve our goals, and it won't make us happier. And I found that to be so true. Sometimes our attitude is our own worst enemy. We can make a bad day worse by dwelling on everything that's going wrong, or we can choose to make it be a turn for the better by changing our own attitude and how we're viewing things. Number seven, when you're screwing up and nobody says anything to you anymore, that means they've given up on you. You may not want to hear it, but your critics are often the ones telling you that they still love you and care about you and want to make you better. And I think learning how to take criticism is probably one of the hardest things to do when you're working, because your instinct is just to react, to protect yourself, to protect your feelings, to stay your side. And really sometimes we just need to stop and listen and say, oh my, you're right. I was wrong. There's definitely room for improvement, and I will work towards that. And if we could have that attitude, then we will learn and grow and not become stagnant in our position. And number eight, if you give someone enough time, they will impress you and surprise you. It may take a while, but if you wait long enough, people will show you their good side. And I think in general that is true. Sometimes we judge people too quickly. We don't give them opportunities to grow and change and to learn. And we should. Because if we give someone enough time, their good side is bound to show. And I think that that's a great thing to know. So, and the three words three most important words that he gives as advice is tell the truth. And I think that is of utmost importance in everything you do, because if you tell the truth, then you don't have to worry about what you've said or haven't said. As long as you're telling the truth and working things through, then you should be okay. And the 5 words that he says that are most important to live by are focus on others and not yourself. Because if we would actually spend our time focusing on others more than we spent focusing on ourselves, then we would avoid a lot of the pitfalls of working in the public situation. If we put others' feelings before our own, others' needs before our own, and that's not always easy, and sometimes even others' opinions before our own, if we would at least give them the merit of stopping to think about them before we opened our mouths or before we acted, then we would do better. We cannot change the cards we are dealt, just how we play the hand. That is so true. In life, you cannot change your situation always. You do not choose what type of family you're born into or what type of situation you grow up in, but you can choose it. And there are other things that happen in your life where you can change a situation. My situation, for example, was that I lost my job after I had been there for over 6 years, and it was nothing that I did. It was a company realignment. I lost my job, and it happened to be during a bad downturn in the recession, and so I could not find another job. I looked, I filled out everywhere, even Chick-fil-A, and it didn't matter to me. A job was a job when I needed to help support my family. I was unable to find a job, and I was helping my daughter with her homework one night, and I thought, you know what? If I can help her with her homework, then I can do this. And so a couple weeks later, I went and I enrolled in college. After having been out for over 20 years, I enrolled in college. I went and I studied very hard, and I got a degree, and now I work in an institution for higher learning. And I'm proud that I did that. It wasn't an easy choice. I still worked a part-time job. Actually, part of the time I worked 2 part-time jobs and was a student and raised my family and did the things that moms do. But I worked through it. I worked hard. I persevered. I pressed. I had family situations go on. I had a relative that was missing. I had a relative to pass away, both very close to me. We dealt with those situations, and I just kept pushing and kept pushing and kept pushing. So I do believe that what Randy Pausch has to say about, you just have to keep going, never give up, just keep pushing, and things will work out. And I'm so glad that I watched this video because I learned a lot, especially the importance of your attitude and how your attitude affects others. If you can be dying and still be happy and still put forth a good face and a good attitude, then what is my excuse? So, and I know that I may not always be a ray of light, but I really strive to be. And I hope that this encourages someone else to be so too. So, I hope you've enjoyed this small speech, and I hope you will look up Randy Pausch on YouTube and listen to the last lecture, and I hope it will touch your life just like it's touched mine.